Hey loves, this is Janelle, your favorite relationship coach and pop culture commentator at this point. I love it. Anyway, this one is a cautionary tale wrapped in mess and sprinkled with divine justice. What started as a friendship between two women, Akira and Brenay, turned into betrayal when one decided she wanted her friend's husband, her life, and her spotlight. But in trying to take it all, she lost more than she bargained for: her reputation, her peace, and $2 million in court. This story isn't just about scandal, it's about the dangerous mindset of envy, the illusion that you can build happiness on someone else's heartbreak, and the truth that karma always collects what's owed with interest. For every woman watching or reading this isn't just tea, it's a teaching moment about self worth, boundaries, and divine timing, because when you try to steal another woman's blessings, you also inherit her battles.
Okay, so this is a quick backstory for the people that don't know who Brenay and Akira are and why their case is so big right now. So let's talk about it. Brenay is a well-known content creator. She's been on social media for years. She has millions of followers across other several platforms, and her and Akira were friends. I mean friends like they were best friends, to the point where Akira allowed Brenay to watch her children. Both of these women were married and their husbands are first cousins, and they used to hang out all the time. Brenay was married to Devin. Akira was married to Tim. Akira started suspecting that Brenay and Tim were having a thing because when they would hang out, Brenay was starting to give Tim more attention than even her husband Devin. Okay. Hey! I'm sorry.
Devin sitting in the back seat.
Say hey. Say hey.
She threw up a peace sign behind Devin.
For soap. And of course, I was literally sitting on the table, don't do too much. But anyway, then Tim had came home and finished the kids' kitchen. And then
Tim came home and finished the kids' kitchen. Excuse me?
I don't drive no more, so it's weird. Really? Because he be driving. I don't drive no more. Girl, don't do your husband like that. Don't do him like that. Devin would be pissed if I got him that.
And Akira eventually found out that Brenay and Tim were having an affair, but not only were they having an affair, but they were very disrespectful with it. They were having relations in Akira and Tim's bed. They were having relations in the bathroom in Akira and Tim's house while Akira and Tim's children were there. So Akira filed for divorce and eventually alienation of affection against Brenay for her part in the affair.
The way that these kids was crying and screaming after being in a car accident, and then you gonna traumatize them some more and rip them from their mama? You gonna take them away from their mama at the hospital? Despite being asked numerous times for the protection of the children to keep the girlfriend away from the minor children and the minor children just being involved in a car accident, Tim and Brenay still grabbed and left with the minor children. And both parties rolled their eyes at Akira while she was outside in the hospital waiting room after the children were seen by medical professionals. So what this basically meant was she made sure that the kids were taken care of first, and now she was waiting to have her exam to make sure that she was okay. So even though that they were cleared, they done came in and done took these children knowing that she had not been seen and she couldn't leave until she was seen. You got to be kidding me.
Meanwhile, in Brenay's marriage, she told her husband that she didn't want to be with him no more and that she wanted to be with Tim.
So that's probably going to be the next video that I'm going to have with my husband. I don't know why I say my husband, Devin. We've been married for 4 months, y'all. Let's think about it.
Excuse me? Speak up.
You didn't even talk like that, so you can't say you didn't hear from me.
I said, I wasn't talking about you. I said,
He is mad awkward. Read the next question, because you,
Because her husband ended up finding out about her and Tim as well. But not only her and Tim, but the fact that Brenay's twin sister Corinne was also messing with Tim as well. Not only was she messing with Tim, but she had been messing with Tim for years. If anything, Tim was messing with Corinne way more than Brenay. He preferred Corinne over her. So after Akira found out, she left Tim, and Tim had no other option but to go with Brenay. And ever since him and Brenay have been open with their relationship, the disrespect has been so freaking loud with Brenay.
keeping one to keep the last name, that's her decision. She's going to be the Miss Montague, and I'm going to be the Mrs. Montague. So honestly, it really doesn't matter to me. I do not have any hatred in my heart for Tim's baby mom. I don't. I was auntie to those kids, a name that I didn't give myself. Just to throw that out there. Was like, hey, I want to call myself auntie. No, name that was given to me. If I don't like the baby mom, I don't like the kids. I love those kids, even like I said, when my position was auntie. I love those kids now that my position is, and it is stepmom. I may not be fond and may not like the things that the baby mom is doing, not only to me, but also to the baby dad. I don't like that. I can say that I don't like it, but I'm not going to sit here on camera and to y'all, and I will say it to her and whoever else I need to, if when time is right, that I don't have any hatred towards you. Because at the end of the day, we all are going to have to co-parent those kids, and even my children, because their kids, the baby mom and the baby dad kids, are going to be siblings to my kids. Princess picked it up and was like, oh, that is so good. Yeah. And I just kind of brushed it off. But then I was like, that one that she...
In her recent search on Instagram, like, what you watching for? She mad. Her nigga dropped the bag.
How can you scream that I ruined a marriage that y'all was separated before? Thank you. How can you scream? And I've been in your life in your life alone for over half of what she's ever been in your life before. So how can you scream, oh my gosh, Brenay ruined my marriage. She cheated and this and that and the third. How can I do that? How can I ruin a marriage that was already broken? Y'all already had a separation. So clearly it's something up. And that's all I'm gonna say. It's clearly something up with that marriage. Before Brenay came into the picture to try to ruin it. I was in your life, but I'm saying before any of this that social media see is what I mean. Before social media see.
Time, bro.
Thank you. I don't get it. But I ruined your marriage, but it happened before. In the same situation that's happening now happened before. But Brenay's the homewrecker. But believe what y'all want. Do y'all realize I had an opportunity to be with Tim a long time ago? I've known this man since I was 15 years old. 15, I'm 25. Don't y'all think if I wanted him, I would have had him before she even laid eyes on him? He'd been in my life, I was 15, bro.
Brenay showed up to parent-teacher conferences acting like she was Akira, acting like she was the kid's mama. Brenay showed up to kids' graduation. Brenay, first of all, Akira has a restraining order on Brenay. Brenay has violated it so many times that Brenay got arrested for cyber stalking. When I tell ya, it goes so deep, it goes so deep. Like, Brenay's obsessed with Akira. Everything Akira does, Brenay does.
Can wear her skin over mine. Her hair over mine.
Brenay literally copied everything Akira do. I'm scared she got the exact style and side part.
I have not worn this side part since period.
Then it got pressed out. Like, I enjoyed myself. Like, look, I was feeling myself when I was done. Couldn't tell me nothing. I had to be seen. I want a Kia. Whatever I get, I need a 7-seater because I do plan on having more kids and I need this car to last me a while.
Brenay showed up to the kid's doctor's appointment. She told Akira that her husband wasn't her husband anymore and sent her a kissy face. Akira was pregnant when she found out about the affair and ended up miscarrying due to the stress. Like, this case is crazy. Allegedly, Corinne, Brenay's twin sister's child, is Tim's. The child looks just like him. Just a SparkNotes version of everything that's going on. But when I tell you that this case is going to be a Tubi movie and we're seeing it in real time, if not Tubi, then Tyler Perry, Netflix, somebody needs to pick this up.
To all you bitches that feel like people too invested in Brenay, let me explain something to y'all. We the people would have never known anything what was going on between Brenay, her then husband, Akira, and her then husband. Brenay took it upon herself to befriend a woman and then flaunt the affair all across social media. Keep in mind, Brenay is a content creator. Content creation leads to influencing. She got on this app trying to influence us that sleeping with one's husband, specifically your best friend husband, was okay. You have people like the Cherishes, the BGs, and those girls who do not believe in that, myself included. These women who y'all claim invested so much time brung us all the proper news, all the proper facts about what was actually going on in this situation. It's time for y'all to accept the fact that social media journalists is the new news. Everything we know that's going on in the world right now, when it came down to the Brenay case, the Julio Fulio case, the YSL case, all of that was reported to us by social media journalists. Even when it comes down to that man, Amber, who says, breaking news, we have news right now. Although he may be educated in his field much, he reports to social media. He's a social media journalist. So for y'all to be getting mad at those women for going to the courthouse reporting news about a woman who deliberately showed us an affair is always gonna be insanity to me.
So I've seen stuff about the Tim and Brenay situation, but I ain't never really got into it. Baby, I went down that rabbit hole today at 4:12. It is now 6:37. I think I know everything about them except for their social security number, and then I'm probably 2 numbers off.
They say he who represents himself has a fool for a client. This is not like you're trying to get out of a $100 traffic ticket. That lady is coming for $2 million. They say the other side has 10,000 pieces of evidence against you, and you're coming to the court with 6. You're out of your depth. You said this man is worth it. You're about to really find out. And he went from one woman fully taking care of him financially to you doing it. That man only spent $90 on 2 children in the course of a year. But just so that you could prove to her and your sister, who he also slept with, you're going to do whatever it takes to keep this man. As my mother once said, what you compromise to get, you must compromise to keep. You're going to keep on having to provide for this man 100%. This man is a known and repeated cheater who doesn't take care of his kids, who doesn't have any money, who has a criminal record and on probation and got a fresh charge during this trial. The one who also slept with your twin sister. This sounds like a Tyler Perry movie. I can't even believe this is real life. There are Lifetime movies with less plot than this. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. A man who has nothing will help you lose everything. And that's exactly what he's going to do. I genuinely believe this is what they meant in the Bible when they say pride cometh before a fall. You don't want to admit that you were wrong, or he was wrong, or the situation was wrong, that you're willing to lose everything in order to prove it.
The Brenay and Tim thing has been all up and down my feed, and I don't really have much to say about them specifically that hasn't already been said. But what I will say is, you better learn when to recognize somebody is trying to put a root on you. My peoples is from the Carolinas, okay? North and South, from the sticks. I know what a root look like. That's a root. Y'all gotta, a lot of y'all don't be peeping game, and not, because some of y'all ain't spiritual. It's fine. But you should be able to pay attention to when somebody's trying to put a root on you. That whole destiny swapping thing, baby, that's, well, yes, also that, but like also a root. I know a root when I see one. Why is, I heard about Akira, the girl Akira, I think her name is, finding teeth around the house. Sweetie. Letting her come live with you. No shade. You gotta be very protective of your dwellings. A lot of people don't even know where the fuck I live at. I have friends who I've been friends with for years, and they're like, oh, I didn't even know you lived in it. Exactly, and you don't need to. Well, not my friends, but like in general, like y'all see me in my car, I do not post what I'm driving, because people can put a root on anything. You gotta be careful with what you share. Your space is sacred, etc., so forth. And that's no shade, but like, I don't have much to say outside of this. Is like, there's a root being done here, and they're sloppy at it too, because it's like representing yourself in court tells me everything I need to know. Ain't enough blue 7-day candles in the world, okay? If you know, you know.
You gotta pay $1.75 million. Shit. For a hobosexual. That's crazy, dog. And the part that really kept tripping me out was that this man, it was revealed during the case that this man was still messing with Akira. So you paid all that money for that man. You went out here and embarrassed yourself for this man, and he still went back to his wife. He still went back to his wife. Boy, oh boy, man. This is why I tell people keep their relationships offline, big dog. This is why I tell people keep their relationships offline, because People be embarrassing, bro. People be embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I don't care what nobody say. Not only did you represent yourself, you lost. You lost. And now you got to pay 1.75 for a man who clearly goes where the money resides. Like, that's where he goes. Like, he goes where the money resides, man. That's it. So guess what? In maybe a couple years, he might see another woman just throw a couple dollars at him. He gonna move different too. Man, this is so embarrassing. I'm sorry.
Brenay is shaking because today she has to ask herself, was stealing that lady's husband worth $1.75 million and $250,000 in damages? Was he that fine? Was it that good? Was the love that deep? Was it worth it? I don't know, because Akira won her case. There's a lot to the story. Let's talk about it. So the verdict is officially out. Akira Montague won her case against her ex-husband, Tim Montague, and Brenay Kennard. Now, for those who've been watching my channel and everybody else's channel, you may have the scoop on what's been going on. Just to catch you up, if you don't know, Brenay stole Akira's husband after befriending her, moving in with her. She not only did like weird stuff in front of her kids, like slept with her husband and had her child bring the child a baby wipe. On this last day, we found out more weird stuff that she did. And we found out something extremely important. Tim, her ex-husband's mom, is actually the one that told her to push forward and sue his new wife, Brenay, saying, take that lady for everything she got. Now, that part is interesting because Tim's mom, whose name is Tamika actually sat on the side of Tim and his new wife, Brenay. She actually sat on their side when all the testifying was going on. She looked like she was with them. So to secretly find out that Tim's mom was plotting on his downfall all along, literally told his wife that he'd like left and cheated on, sue that lady for everything she got. They said that made Tim walk out of the courtroom. He was over it when he heard that. Because, you know, anything you bring to court like that is real. That's not made up evidence. That's hard-hitting facts. It's a courtroom. So that really happened. His mama turned state's evidence. And now everybody's saying he's not going to want to be with Brenay. He did all this for the money and for the thrill. And now that he's married to her, ain't that like money that has to come out of both of their account? $1.75 million. Do they have that? I don't know if they have that, but they're going to have to find that. And I'm sure he's going to get rid of her. Everybody's saying with him crying on the stand, his messages, crying after he found out about her car accident, that he really loves Akira. He wanted to stay with his wife. He pulled a weird, dummy move, leaving his wife for his mistress, abandoning his family. I wonder if Akira will actually let him back after this. If I was Tim, if I knew it was good for me, I would divorce Brenay immediately. I would get back with my wife and we would act like this never happened, if he can. But this lady's a beautiful woman and she's got a lot of press. She may be done with him.
Yeah, I don't get into female drama on this app, but Tim and Brenay's situation, that's the perfect example of the grass is not greener on the other side. Like, yeah, you think you doing your big one. You got your significant other coming to court to testify against his wife, but the judge asked him a question. He said, yeah, I can tell a person I love him and don't even mean it for real. I know that got to be a slap in the face. That's why I say about my last video, you can never put no smut or anything like that on my name because she gonna get all the karma she deserves because that was your best friend, that was your dog, and y'all was hunching in your house. That's crazy. And I seen another video, they was like, you wanna know why Brenay always on the phone with Tim, always on FaceTime with Tim, you don't never see them out with nobody else? It's because she's scared that if she slip up and he get used to her routine, he gonna cheat. That's like the old saying, how you get them is how you keep them. Yeah, you was hunching and sneaking around. It was fun when it was your turn. Now the rabbit got the gun. It ain't no fun now. But y'all be safe though, man.
Well, I went most of the day without having sweats and being able to stand up on my own. So let's get into the Montagues and them, huh, shall we? I've decided I would like to unpack and share my reflections on all the key players individually instead of one supersized video. And I'm gonna start with Tim. Why am I starting with Tim? Because he is the most active player, yet he's the most insignificant, least talented, and the weakest link of everything. Tim is the type of nigga that will live with a gay boy because a gay boy is gonna give him a hot meal. The hole where the pole goes with Tim don't matter. Tim knows that he can't take care of himself. Tim knows that he truly needs a guardian ad litem. And from what I can ascertain, the same people have been in a rotation of taking care of him since high school. Watching him walk into that courthouse with a fanny pack wrapped around him, with a level of nonchalantness when the person you're allegedly married to currently is being by the person you were married to and have children with for almost $3 million is wild. There is not a spirit of leadership, of covering, of care, or support on that man. That nigga didn't even have a lineup. And when he brought that motherfucking pistola up there to that courthouse because he was so afraid to, in real time, face his actions and hear about all the fuckboy shit that he's done, go on record, he's a bitch. And he knows that that baby with Corinne is his. And Brenay, I'm gonna get to you later. You did all that spell casting, all that stuntery to get a nigga that sees you as a compromise to any other woman, but specifically sees you as a backup to your twin sister. That's why he put a baby in her first. Tim is the type of nigga that gets killed first in a horror movie. An empty vessel, if you will. Furthermore, he's the type of nigga who will always have an option. There's some hoe right now in Tim's inbox talking about, I won't do you like Akira, like Brenay did you. I won't embarrass you. Right now, and he's probably already cheated on Brenay. And not just with, I'm guessing he doesn't consider fucking her twin sister as cheating. So I'm guessing so when I say cheating, he probably got another piece on the outside. But Tim is the type of nigga that sucks away at your soul, that brings nothing to your life, simply because he knows his life has no real purpose. Tim is the type of person who's living off the fumes of whoever he was in high school. And fortunately, he found a woman like Brenay who thinks that man is worth all the chaos that she's caused and all the chaos that they're existing in. That's my thoughts on Tim.
Let me start by saying, if you've been following this Brenay case and you have not been following my mutual who is covering the case, you are missing out, because I cannot lie. She has had me in tears. Tears. And I didn't even know what was going on. I'm going to tag her below, but apparently Brenay was found liable. She got to pay up
$250,000 for criminal compensation, $1.25 million, and $1.5 million for alienation of affection.
The fact that she got the whole courthouse turned up is frying me. It's frying me, okay? And people was really hating on her, saying she wasn't a real reporter. But I can't lie. I'm gonna show y'all her sketches in a minute. And also I tag her below, but I'm gonna show y'all the sketches because I can't. But also the fact that Brenay was found guilty is hysterical to me because I didn't even know you could sue somebody for that. I didn't even know that this was possible. And the thing is, Brenay did this to herself because why would you choose to represent yourself? And now you got to pay out millions of dollars. Millions. Akira, this is the best come up that I done ever seen in come up history. But here's some of the sketches from Cherish. I'm not playing with Cherish. Here's some of the... Now, why would she do this? Now, why would she do this? Like, I can't. The looks defeated, but it really tells a whole story. Listen, I don't give a damn what y'all say. Cherish just might be the best reporter out there. Okay? I don't care what y'all saying. She really, I'm so informed. I feel like I knew what was happening minute by minute. Shout out to my mutual.
How is this man worth any of this? How did he get two women to want him? Am I missing something? And he's broke? Are there some offshore accounts that I don't know about? Is he like a Nigerian prince? Otherwise, girl, I am so confused. And now she owes $1.75 million to Akira? All over this unfortunate looking, poor philandering deviant? And the witchcraft of it all. I love me a witchy bitch, but not this kind of witchy. Let's talk about the teeth. So Akira would say that after she moved to Brenay and she kept finding rogue teeth all over her home. And my first thought was, I got 2 kittens about 1.5 years ago, and I learned that kittens have baby teeth. So their baby teeth fall out, making room for their new adult teeth to come in. And I live in a sprawling 570 square foot estate. And I never saw a rogue tooth, a stray chump hair just hanging out willy-nilly on my floor, had I? Bitch, I would have been unwell. And as someone who is firmly not a witch, I was under the impression that love spells are particularly fraught. Like, you can't magic somebody into loving you and it end up good. Like, you might get them, but not in the way you want. Like, bad shit will happen, like the $1.75 million she now owes Akira.
Y'all, my live was lagging because I'm in the parking garage, but I'm just about to run through the dumb shit Brenay said, because Brenay on the stand, and I'm going to tell y'all the motherfucking closing statements. You remember posting on TikTok or Snapchat, I make her uncomfortable, smiling and laughing and all that shit. Brenay is like, no. So they played a video of Brenay on Snapchat answering questions about Akira, and she's like, I make her uncomfortable. I don't know why. She jealous of me. So then Robin was like, so you told the jury you never knew you made her uncomfortable, but you yourself had a whole Snapchat answering questions saying you make her uncomfortable. Okay, bet, bitch. She said, so you proud to be Mrs. Montague? Brenay blanks 5 times. Rolls her eyes. Is that your question? Robin, you posted online that Akira was jealous of you? Brenay, I don't recall. No. Robin, you posted the kids? I didn't post them. Robin, you did. Brenay, she gave me permission. Robin, you had a restraining order and you still posted. Brenay, no. She said, do you have an order, from Akira, so you can't be around her? Brenay said, no. I have an order for cyber stalking. I cannot cyber stalk her, but I can be around her. I just can't harass her. Child, so Robin is like, so answering comments about my client isn't harassment? Brenay is like, if they ask, I'm going to answer. Robin said, did you post Q&A questions about my client? And when you did you think about her feelings? Brenay said, I don't think about Akira. Robin said, you wanted her life, her husband. Brenay said, I want Brenay life. I don't want Akira life. Robin, was he married when you took a trip? Brenay, he was separated. Robin, were you proud to go from the auntie to the stepmother? Brenay, what's the question? You are now the stepmom. Brenay, yes. You slept with their father. Brenay, Akira is a liar. She has no evidence I did that. Robin, I showed a video multiple times where you said when you touch on me, my throb. Brenay, I'm not proud of that. I wasn't in my right mind. Robin was like, so when you was twerking and going on trips and being freaky and making all these videos, it should be excused because you wasn't in your right mind? Brenay just like, Robin is like, no further questions. Judge is like, anything else? Brenay is like, no, Your Honor. And she waddled back to the seat. Here go y'all first court sketch. That's Imani. That's Tim Mama. This a bald head man who was acting crazy before court. I know somebody got that video. It'll come up. This Brenay Mama, and that's Tim. And this is, they call Akira mom back to the stand. And she was like that she was the one who showed the affair to Akira and them at dinner, and that Akira was shocked, and she was like, I can't see no more, I can't see no more. Boom. Akira takes the stand. Robin is like, did you give consent for her to sleep with your husband? Akira laughs. It's not funny, but no, I would never give permission for someone to sleep with my husband. Robin was like, what about the claims that there's no love and affection? Akira was like, that's a big lie. Robin was like, how? AK was like, he showered, I'm sitting on the toilet. We was holding hands, always doing shit. And he only slept on the couch when he fell asleep watching football. He was not sleeping on no motherfucking couch. He came okay. She said that the separation was during COVID and that he came every weekend and was intimate with her. And the only reason that they were separated is because he was living on campus, going to school, and her babies, she did not want to take them out during COVID. So she was quarantined with her motherfucking kids, but he was there every motherfucking weekend. It was not a separation. It was COVID, and they was locked in the house. She said he was sweet, did acts of service. He would rub her feet. Like, he was a broke nigga, but he took care of her. And then she said, I opened my doors to Brenay, not my husband's legs. I would never share my husband. And I didn't want to sue, but my mother gave me options. And shit, I thought Tim was better than not taking care of his kids. But once I realized he wasn't taking care of his kids, I had to go ahead and move forward. But I didn't even care about this shit until my kids were suffering, basically. So the mama handled it. She got her the lawyer. Akira then said she wanted my life. She would make videos about the kids, and about wanting kids, knowing that I wanted more. She copied my hair, my nails. She changed everything about herself. She went from extravagant long nails, always doing the most. She stole my style. She wanted my life so bad. She was making my kids call her mom. They were calling me Akira and were referring to a mama. And I said, who is mama? And they said Brenay. This some trifling shit, y'all. Child, AK lists all the accounts and platforms and all that shit, fake accounts that Brenay used to monitor her. I talk about how many videos she had of Tim, and she was like, she posted, Robin asked how many videos did Brenay make of Tim. Akira was like, I couldn't even tell you. She posted every single day to rub it in my face that she got the man. So who knows how many videos there are, because she posted every single day since she got the nigga. So then Brenay come up to cross-examine Akira, and she asked if Akira is in a current relationship, and Akira say, I don't know what my current man got to do with you. Do you want to sleep with him too? Do you want him too? Child, Brenay was like, okay, so y'all got matching tats? She was like, yes, I have matching tats on my partner. Brenay was like, how did you see the videos? And Akira was like, that's a really good question, because everybody in this courtroom sent them to me. And did. Sure did, bitch. We right here. We is how she know. Akira even said that people who was on Brenay's side supporting her, that they switched up, because at first Imani, Tim, all of them was telling her that they don't even like Brenay. And Tamika was like, go ahead and sue, because I don't like that girl. Brenay was like, do you think these claims are true? Akira was like, 800 exhibits are not claims. One thing about Robin, she's not going to state nothing that she can't prove and that we don't have the evidence for. 800 exhibits, bitch. Stop playing with us. Brenay says, she brings up this amended court case, the dates again, and basically says, you didn't file this until you felt like your feelings were hurt. Akira was like, I've been filed. She explained it to her again about amended documents and why the dates look like she just filed, right? It was amended. She said, I've been filed. I didn't want this. You did. I told you, do not post about this case online, and I tried to seal this case. You said no. You wanted a show. Akira looked at the courtroom and she said, you got one. Yeah, bitch. This is Akira, and she said to Brenay, I would never allow you to be with my husband while I'm with my husband. Dumbass bitch. Akira steps down, and the jury is put out. That's Brenay. That's me. We all outside, child. All right, this is Akira supporting team. Like I said, it's like House of the Dragon. Black and red, black and red. They so motherfucking deep, child. And then this is the courtroom. Is everybody like rushing in? Like it's they deep outside the courtroom, child. I had to take 10 damn pictures when I came inside the courtroom. Everybody outside. Lakeisha, look at me crazy with her whole ass. Yes, I'm drawing you, dummy. More Akira supporters show up, but Devin's still not here. I don't have no inspiration, y'all, so I can't draw that good of a pictures without my muse. He's my muse. He's my inspiration. I'm sorry. So Robin does her closing, and she says, what type of friend does that to a friend? What type of woman does that to another woman? The defendant, this nasty ass bitch. Child. So for Robin to prove her case, alienation of affection, she has to prove that there was knowledge of the marriage and that it was malicious acts of conduct. She showed videos of Brenay and Akira in the car where Brenay is laughing and asking if, oh, you don't drive that much because Tim always drive. We all know the video. She said that Brenay and Akira was so close that when Akira heard about her abuse, she immediately moved her in. And then she showed a whole bunch of pictures of the love and affection between Tim and Akira. I sketched all of those pictures: family trips, cruises, the football game, Tim kissing her. Child, there was a happy family. Several texts showed that they still slept together and was sending nudes. Just a lot, y'all. Then they showed the videos of Brenay shopping and proudly vlogging with this woman's husband. And it's basically like she plotted and antagonized. They show all the double dates and how Akira had to find out on the internet. When asked how many followers Brenay had, she was arrogant and said on which page. And then they showed a video of Brenay saying, get ready with me as a 23-year-old millionaire. So that's why you getting sued for millions, bitch. Let me fast forward. Akira lost her husband, best friend, father figure, child support. Now she a single struggling mom. Brenay claims that she wasn't malicious, but she was drunk. But that don't excuse twerking and making all them videos. And Brenay has no proof that she got a consent. And this is Robin just eating Brenay up in front of the jury. I couldn't draw that good, y'all. Like I say, I ain't got no inspiration. The judge is bored as fuck. One of the jury members fell asleep. And it's like Brenay didn't make sure her marriage worked, but she took apart somebody else's marriage. Like, bitch, that's sick. That's sick. I'll be back for part 2.
Let's jump into my favorite part of all of the content I post on YouTube. And that's just my thoughts, where I get to kind of express what I feel about whatever we have read or gone over. So let's get into it. All right, so this is a little different. This is a pivot. So these aren't actual celebrities. These are people who are social media famous and are well known. But this situation is messy, and I've kind of kept my eye on it for a while over kind of the years of these creators, but especially this situation. So break it down. There are 4 people involved, 3 main people. So you have Brenay, you have Akira, you have Tim, and you have Brenay's ex-husband. I don't recall that gentleman's name right now. But the gist is Brenay and Akira used to be friends, very close friends. Brenay would watch Akira's children. She would stay over her house. She let her live with her at one point, all this. Tim and Akira were married. However, what happened was Brenay started sleeping with Tim, so she was cheating on her husband, and Tim was cheating on his wife, Akira. And this situation has gotten completely out of hand and messy because Brenay definitely seems like, to observers who watch her account, wanted Akira's life. Like, she wanted to truly, what people say, destiny swap with her. And I believe, just from observing it and knowing a little bit about few things, that is what specifically she was trying to do. And this happened in the state of North Carolina, where alienation of affection is something where people can file and sue the partner that did the cheating and sue their lover. That is what Akira has done, because Brenay has also relentlessly attacked and bothered and been troublesome for Akira as she has tried to move on from Tim with her children and her family. She is very rooted in her church and in God. Akira is in church and God and everything like that. So what has happened is they recently went to court with this lawsuit because Akira filed a $2 million lawsuit on Brenay and Tim. And Brenay represented herself. Does not make sense. This is not the type of case you would do that with. I say this in my wholly unqualified legal opinion, but it just is not the type of case you should do that in my thought process. But she did. And the verdict came out yesterday is that Brenay and Tim lost. So they owe Akira like almost $2 million. And then like 250,000 of that is $1.7 million, I think is the actual judgment. And about $250,000 of that is for basically malicious and negative intent, because Brenay was kept, keeping Akira's name in her mouth on these social media streets, you know what I mean? And it was getting ridiculous. So I am very happy that the woman who has been wronged, Akira here, has gotten her money. Is going to get her money, because they're just going to attach Brenay's wages, what she earns from social media. And you know what? Because Brenay wants to be with Tim, she has been chasing this man. Now, Brenay's ex-husband has exited the scenario. He has divorced Brenay. He has gotten his confidence together. He looks like he's really getting back on his health and wellness journey. And you don't hear about him as much because he has gone on about his business and his life. And I love that for him. And I hope he heals from this mess as well. But I think there is such gold here to talk about a lot of things that currently go on in regular people's lives. Now, these people are social media famous. They're not like true celebrities, but they're well known enough that a lot of people know about this. A lot of people are yapping about it. And I figure I did want to make a video about this because this is a real life situation. These are real people. These are real lives in the mix. And in my opinion, from what I'm seeing as a grown woman, but also as a relationship coach, is that Brenay thought she could get what another woman has. And a lot of times women who go about and engage in affairs and all this jazz, that's what they think they could do, not realizing you are not going to get the version of that man that his wife had. It's very rare that you're going to even get a version that's remarkably close. See, because he was doing those things and behaved that way because of the energetic dynamic and the spiritual dynamic he had with that woman. And I think this is such a powerful lesson for women to observe, because we hear all type of messages out here in this day and age about, oh, it's okay to do this, it's okay to do that. Do not go and be in the face of another man that's already under a covenant contract, because that's what marriage is, or even in a relationship with another woman. Leave that man alone, because you're going to get more than you bargained for. And in this case, Brenay has been, she has allowed herself to be embarrassed publicly. She has been observed to be chasing this man. She has all of these negative things being said about her and her reputation, all because she wanted another woman's life instead of focusing on herself and focusing on her own marriage and making that a wonderful, space to exist in. And the cost is not only her reputation and being humiliated, but also this is going to cost her some money. $1.7 million is not a small amount of money. Okay. Now, she may be more equipped than others to pay that, but the point is she still owes that woman that money in the judgment. Now let's flip over to the man in this scenario, Tim. Tim went about and openly cheated on his wife with someone that he knew was his wife's friend. I do believe, I'm not 100% sure, that these folks go back to maybe high school days, so they've known each other for a while. And he, to me, comes off like a bitter ex. He cheated, and he's mad because Akira left. He's mad because she pivoted away from that situation. She took her children. She's trying to live in peace. She's leveling up herself. She's getting herself, but she was already a pretty woman, so nothing negative to say there. But he seems like he's mad that him doing what he did, him completely decimating their marital covenant and contract, and then humiliating her by cheating, didn't break her. So now he's mad that she has gone on and she's in peace. See, someone who does not wish you well, and a lot of women are sleeping with the ops and need to pay attention to this. They will be mad when you leave and leave them to their own devices. He wanted to be with Brenay. He wanted to be with another woman. And Akira was like, cool, take me out the group chat, champ. And that's what she did. And he has seemed mad and very snappy with Brenay ever since, because also he doesn't want Brenay full time. Men rarely want the women that they cheat with full time. They usually want the dynamic and the environment that's being created with their wives. And if the wife decides to leave, that fucks up their whole plan, because they never intended for the affair partner to be long term. They cheated for whatever reason. They cheated because they wanted to, bottom line. But they cheated for whatever reason they told themselves. But 9 times out of 10, they did not want that situation full time. But now he's in a place where publicly he is with Brenay full time. There is no trying to get back with Akira. Akira has moved on. She's at peace, or she's trying to get to a point at peace, but they don't want her to be at peace because they're both miserable people. And that's another thing. People who engage in this behavior are usually very miserable. They want what somebody else has. And this situation displays that in such clarity that I think most people can take something from it to, if a man cheats, leave him alone. Let him be with the woman that he's cheating on you with. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your peace. It's not worth your sanity. And more than likely, if you were showing up full, authentic, caring, empathetic, and pouring into that relationship and you leave, he is going to be pissed at you because he never wanted that jump off full time. He wanted to just play and thought he could pivot back. But when you close that door of access, the behavior that Tim has displayed through this whole thing is probably what you're going to experience as well. Leave cheaters alone. Understand when a person who used to be your friend is no longer your friend, but also there was a clip I included about knowing when somebody's doing root work. When I think Akira was finding teeth around her house, that is a clear indication that somebody was trying to put some roots on her. And I do believe Akira was protected and able to get out of it, even though she's had to endure a lot of foolishness. But once you realize somebody is no longer for you, get them out of your space, get them out of your life, because it could come up that they're trying to harm you in the long term. And that's what, to me, what I'm perceiving is what Brenay was trying to do to Akira. She didn't just want to take what Akira had. She didn't just want to take her, the lifestyle she thought she had. She was trying to totally, decimate Akira. And that right there is a sick mindset, because why aren't you worried about you getting you together? Why are you trying to hurt somebody else who's not trying to bother you? So I hope people can take the lessons away from this from a human and relationships perspective and understand this stuff goes on every day, and you got to pivot. You always have to be centered within yourself. And when somebody, friends or lovers, are not acting the way that they need to in terms of being in relationship with you, when they're no longer honoring and respecting that, you need to get out of there. Okay, so let me know your thoughts below on this whole situation. It was messy, but I wanted to speak on it at least once because this verdict has finally come out, and I think this is just such a clear display of how people need to watch how they move and watch how they treat people. All right, so at the end of the day, this story is not just about gossip. It's a masterclass in self-respect. You don't have to compete for what's already divinely yours. When you stay grounded in your values, focused on your healing, and aligned with your purpose, you won't be tempted to reach for something that was never meant for you. What's truly for you will never require betrayal, desperation, or disguise. If you're finding yourself stuck in cycles of comparison, situationships, or emotional burnout from relationships that drain more than they give, it's time to recalibrate. Join my coffee coaching community for guided journaling prompts, self-reflection exercises, and personalized coaching tools that help you date and live from a place of peace, power, and purpose. Because real talk, ladies, real talk, sis, none of us want to be in the situation that Brenay finds herself in, even before the court loss, because she will never find happiness and peace chasing after something and doing other things to get a man that was never hers. Let me know your comments below.